Good day, everybody. And by everybody, I mean literally just day. Sticker bugging me in chat like a fiend. How dare you? Everyone else is going to be drifting in as we go, mostly because as a Saturday stream, everyone be streaming at the same time as me. So, so it's just Day and Stickbug for the minute until I think probably Siobhan shows up. Your good friend Sticky, I'm sorry, I meant to use their name. I apologize. Yes, so I hope that everybody is having a good day. And obviously I'll have to repeat that when everybody else arrives. Which is kind of puts me in an awkward position because I feel like the way I should start is by explaining what I plan to do today. But if everyone else is going to arrive during that explanation, it's kind of a bit of a waste. So I'm like, it's mostly just chilling for a couple of minutes before things happen. You redeemed a hydrate. Okay. That's the only one you're allowed for the night. I'm joking. Obviously, you can redeem the hydrate. It's just that water be fucky. And it's gonna be small sips only. I apologize. No, I know you know. I'll have to re-explain this later. I think I'm peeking a little bit. While I'm here, while we're waiting, I'm going to ever so slightly just make that slightly quieter because I talk quite loud. There's the one thing that I have acquired over my lifetime is the inability to have an inside voice, and so I talk quite loudly, and I think I'm peaking a little bit sometimes, but I'm not as bad as I could be, which is good. While I'm waiting, tell you about my genealogy dimensions. Yes. Okay, I can do that. I can totally do that. I can absolutely do that. Hold on. It's best if I have the image to show for it. Ignore everything else in here. This is all a mess. I'm not gonna open it up in big fashion, but look at this shit. Look at it. Look at it. What is this? It's huge. The Raiders. Hello, Raiders. Stay true. I hope that you all had a lovely time with Siobhan, and that obviously Siobhan has gotten a lot of writing done in her marathon stream. I didn't get to drop in for a lot because brain went, but you were up for a while, so I'm hoping you got quite a lot done. Yes, okay, so for context, I was stalling for time waiting for you guys to show up, and what I've been doing for the last day is because my library gives me free access to Ancestry.com, I've been on an adventure, and this is my family tree, except, plot twist, there's an entire second half of it. There's two of them. And they're big, and oh boy. I haven't found anything interesting. Like, it's all just fairly mundane, in that, you know, people get married, move to Australia. That'd be it. That's as far as this goes. There's two convicts. There's at least two convicts. There's an American-German woman, which confused me, because what? But, you know, shenanigans. That's not what we're doing today. We're not doing genealogy shit, but that was me stalling for time. Because, oh boy, I've been in the hole for a day or two. Thank you for the follow, Remu Thigh Highs. But yeah, so family tree, big, lot of it. A lot of people, and I couldn't track down like 90% of those branches because convenient access to information. Who needs it? Hide the one dude behind the privacy. No. I need to get that information. No. Damn it. Foiled again. Only 4,241 words? Only? That's quite a lot still. That's still quite a lot. Like, especially if you're trying to work yourself up to, like, NaNoWriMo pace. That's 2 days of Nano. In only 3-4 hours? You know? So, like, that's a good pace. And especially if you can try and, like, obviously you don't want to have to write 4,000 words a day. That's quite a lot. And sometimes it's going to just not click. But that's a good sort of That works. That's a lot of words. So that proves that you can definitely do 1,600 words a day. Easy. You did do 4,000. Easy. So, it's a good thing. Especially if you got a lot of fun scenes in. You discovered your wife's great-grandfather was an illegal alien. Ooh. Ooh, fancy. As far as I can tell, all my people are, well, I mean, I think they all came here legally. Most of them as criminals, but it just kind of be like that, you know? It's a convict colony. Everyone's illegal. He found out on the ship as crew from Ireland, jumped ship in New York City. Got caught, sent back. 3 years later, he did it again. Nice. That's the good stuff. I tried to track down a specific branch of the family because, like, on Ancestry, you make your family trees, but you can make them private, which is annoying because I really need information on this one specific dude who might not even be related to me, but I want to know about his family. And I tried to go around him to his dad based on what I thought I knew about him. And his dad maybe went from Ireland to, like, Massachusetts and then to, like, Victoria and then back to, like, Illinois. And I'm like, what? Pardon? Excuse me? So, family trees. Wild. Tried Nano 3 times and failed each attempt, but I've gotten closer each time. That's good. I've done it, how many times have I done Nano? I've done it at least twice, and I think I usually tap out at 30k. Both times. One time it was because of a technical error that wiped a chapter, and I got completely demotivated because, tip, everybody, back up your stuff. You make backups. Because it was on a cloud service, and something went horribly wrong. And it just... It wasn't even the most recent chapter, it was like chapter 2, and I was on chapter, like, 12. And I was like, no. And then the other time, also like 30k. Or like, anywhere from like 25 up, I think was those two, and then every other time it's basically been a non-starter. Like, I'll do 100 words or so, and then I'll be like, actually, no. I might do it this year, I'm not sure. It's going to depend on how an assignment goes at my uni, like my class assignment goes, as to whether I do it. Because if I really like what I've written for the assignment, I'll keep writing it. But we'll see. I will be doing like writing sprints during November though, to help you all out. With the public connections, you tripled overnight. Mine at least, I think mine tripled over the last day using Ancestry.com and just like messing around with it. People have done the work. And thank God, because I wasn't going to. Yeah. Every word written is more than you had before. Exactly. You know? Every word down, it's a word that wasn't there before. You've got it. Yeah. Finished Nano twice long ago. Haven't dared try since. Yeah. I haven't done Nano since like 2014. Because in between now and 2014 was the entirety of like my senior years of high school. Not a good time. Was not the time to do the writing. Did a lot of world building, did not do a lot of prose. But anyway, on the topic of world building, which is apparently my thing, the plan for today's stream is that we're going to do some world building for a little bit. But it's going to be something different. If you've been here before, you may know that my main project is TU Amara, which is it's just fantasy. It's fairly standard fantasy. Possible. I don't know what its unique thing is aside from the fact that I'm approaching it modern-ish. I don't know. It's a world that exists and it's doing its thing and I love it. But people in the community don't have an idea of a big collaborative thing. And I think that it would give me a good opportunity to play around with stuff that I don't typically play around with. I'm typically very much in the sort of generic fantasy. Fairly bog standard. And doing a small sort of side-off project in a slightly different genre, it'll be a little bit fun. And it'll give me just like a little like palette cleanser every now and then. I can just dip in and be like, here's the fantasy, here's the thing. And so this is the Synergasia? It's Synergasia. Sorry, I keep trying to say Synergasia because synergy. But Synergasia project, where basically we all get a little chunk of the world and we all go funky. We all have a good time. You've got a region looks like a Yutromorch clone? Which one would that be? Hold on. Like, I wish that the rest of them go. Is it mostly like this one? Because I guess, yeah, basically what you're saying is that I should try and take region 17, is what you're saying. Is that this is the region intended for me. All it's missing is the big, big lake and the river that goes down. But that, yeah, it's either that one or like, it's one of them. I assumed it was mostly this one, because if you sort of squint a bit, it is kind of similar to that one. Depending on which map you're looking at. Bottom left corner. Oh, yeah. Oh, this one too. Yeah. This one actually looks pretty. Oh, ooh, this one could be good, actually. Large island, continent, bones, temperate tropical. Ooh, yeah. Well, I'm not the one who decides where I go, but that is true. That does have a sort of similar chunky vibe, which, no, the island on the bottom. Bottom. Yes, sorry, yep, sorry. There was a delay. My apologies. Yes, so bottom left, this one, region 2, yes? Correct? I had to just quickly check. Bottom left, yes. But yeah. I'm not the one who decides, obviously. So that's for you and Kahuna to decide. But that does look like a pretty good little island to take. We'll see. But yeah, so the idea is that we all present an application talking about the sort of thing that we would like to work on. And then we'll all get access. We'll all get a location. No, totally fine. Lag, totally good. We all get a location, and then we'll get prompts every once in a while. And we get to discuss the world and build it together. And so, I have a plan. Oh yeah, because he worked on it for Kahuna Quiet, didn't he? I wish y'all didn't stream at like 4 in the morning. It kills me. It really does. That you all stream the cool things at 4 a.m. And I'm like, please. I want to watch the streams, but I also need to sleep. I am wee bab. Sleep is required. But yeah, so we'll see. So my plan is to. So these are my notes that I made extremely quickly. I think on Tuesday when you showed me when you like announced the Synergasia project on your stream, Bob. These are the notes I made extremely quickly, which you can tell because mood chill as fuck. I'm chill. Mood. Simple mood. I sleep through. The streams that I would probably like. I don't know how to explain it. There's a lot of varied streams on during the time when I need to be asleep. And I say need because I do have things I have to do that require me to be awake during daylight hours. So, oops. It's like, damn it. But yes, so, very brief notes. Might be better to go on here because I haven't edited this properly yet. The basic gist is I put in on very, very loose notes here, and then I sort of expanded on it to explain more of the vibe. Because the one thing that I really sort of, I guess, focused on from the like announcement stream is that because the world is going to have a lot of varied genres and tech levels and stuff, it was important to me to find a way to limit the technology of my region to my region. Because I wanted to try and aim for something a bit more high-tech than what I normally do. Go like full magitech, like almost sci-fi. It's more science fantasy than sci-fi, but like magitech. Like we've got computers and shit, but it's like magic, but like it's a computer, you know? And I wanted to make sure that couldn't then just like, I couldn't pick up a computer powered by magic crystals and like put it on a boat and send it over to the Dark Ages and say, here you go, here's a computer. I wanted to build into my application a way for the technology to be functionally limited to the region that I'm given. because I figured that would be a nice little help. I don't know. I thought it would be neat. As the guy sleeps there and morning complains, just not enough coffee. Oh no. We all need coffee, we all need drinks. On that note, you can't spam hydrate today because I don't have water. Sorry. And by that I mean, I have water. I don't have much more than that. So y'all gotta hydrate in my stead. I cannot be the one hydrating, unfortunately. Oh no, you got it covered. But it was sort of like a prompt in its own way for me to try and build a setting around, a way to sort of limit. And so the way that I thought to try and limit it is basically, y'all know the Disney movie Atlantis? I'm not underwater, but it is kind of like that. With the whole like big funky crystal in the middle, which is why I picked the sci-fi, like cyberpunk theme, because it's got the cool blue crystal in it. And I'm like, superb. Basically, the gist is that we have this big, cool crystal in a big cave or a cool building. Doesn't really matter. Big area. Big crystal, which has a big radius of magic in it. Sort of similar to how the Disney Atlantis has that sort of big bubble force field around it to prevent it from being flooded when it sank. That's like a radius of magic power that this crystal has. And that means that you can only use crystal-based magic in that radius. Because if you, say, have your cool little computer with a magic crystal embedded in it that, works, if you take it outside of that crystalline range, the little crystal in the computer will drain very quickly of all of its stored magical power. And within, I don't want to specify a time frame, but within 10 minutes or some shit, the crystal will just go out. And you won't have a computer anymore, You'll have a computer, a physical item, but it will not do the software shit. It will not run. It is now just a hunk of metal and plastic. And so that way, that helps. I thought it was an interesting, it's not unique per se, but I thought it would be a fun thing to build around that keeps things fairly fantasy, because I am not scientific, but also lets me play with GPS and teleporters and shit. Yeah, working on a way to allow the equivalent of GPS to space. Yeah. Well, yeah, I can imagine that's going to be quite difficult because you don't want to have the conflicts emerge. So, but I thought, hey, if I build in a radius to my magical component, that the magic literally does not work outside of the radius of this big core crystal, then I've already helped somewhat. I'm keeping it local. The magic cannot get out. My specific magic anyway. I know that a couple people who've already put in applications have worlds that will have other types of magic, but the specific magic that the societies that I'll be working with are built around only works on their region. It does not work outside. And because they rely on it so much, they would have extreme difficulty, learning to cast fireballs. That kind of thing. Of somebody else's magic type. I don't know. I thought it would be neat. I'd like to work with cool magic tech shit. Was my basic gist. So now I just have to actually do a cool thing. You've gotten water? Just quoted me a message? Oh no. Hell yeah. Everyone else has to drink for me. Ooh. The computer crossed into Victorian becomes a slide. Ooh, that's interesting. So they all become the equivalent thereof. They all just each time if it crosses into a specific region, it just changes. Ooh, that's pretty interesting. So then I don't have to have a built-in radius that magic stops working. I do still for the whole idea of the big crystal, because it would have that was where the major conflicts would come in, when people try to take control of the crystal because they rely on it like a power grid kind of thing. It's like a nuclear power plant. And we all want the power. So everyone's fighting to control the crystal. We're trying to like carve bits off of it to use to power our stuff, you know. So I think I'll keep the big crystal, but I can nix the radius, or I can make it less of a hard delineation of like, hey, shit stops working if you go out of here. It's more stuff stops working as efficiently. It has like a more gradual decay. Anything with superstition? Living seas have contempt. Seven fairy tales, they say inland with a glimmer of fear in their eyes. Oh no. I'm on a neighbor. Ooh, yeah. That does sound quite interesting. Okay, so that gives me slightly more freedom, but I do still, because that was the crystal was the only thing I had, so I have to work with it. Funny thing is, Magitech, maybe. Oh yeah, that's like compared to Final Fantasy VII, a game I have not played, but that was kind of the vibe that I was going for. Oop. I was gonna just delete, and then I was gonna come it down. Plus, I was like, hey, cultural element. The big crystal, they think of it as being the heart of a god, and the land is the god's body, and earthquakes are heartbeats. I thought that was neat. That's a Pantheon build right there. It works. We just assume. You're like, yep, this big crystal gives us life. It's the god. The body, it's God's body. Everything makes sense. I thought it was neat. I'm not doing a proper article, so I don't need to have a quote. But I am going to recopy. So, the questions were up here, actually. So I already had them. I'm going to copy them again, so that I know what I'm doing. Okay. Well, I guess I could probably just do the headings. The headings. That was why I couldn't read it, because it was all bundled together. Of course it was. Okay, so let's just do genre. Now, the genre is... Is Magitech a genre? Magitech's a genre, right? Or is that like a type of thing? Magitech. Yes? It's more of like a style. I mean, it is like genre, but it's like a style of thing. Yeah. I have focused on all. Totally fair. Totally fair. That's the one hand on the boundary conditions. By the way, there's a Magitech mission already, so I'll have a neighbor. Yay! Woo! Neighbors. I wanted to hope that there would be like at least someone I'd be able to at least like, not necessarily like full on collaborate with, but like have some interaction with. I was worried for a second because all of the submissions I saw at the start, like the first 4 or so, were all like, not low fantasy, like old fantasy. And I was like, oh no, I'm over here with computers. Oh no, I'm alone. But it's good to see that other people have come in with a diverse palette of fun, creative things. So, and then mood and theme, which my initial answer was chill. I feel like I am going to be mostly, it is going to be mostly chill. Which I guess would be, I'm trying to remember the Noble Bright stuff. Yeah, take a look at Kasha's submission. Aha! Let's get. Because I did give, I tried to give them a quick glance before stream started, but I didn't have a lot of time. So here was Kasha's submission. I'm going to focus on the appearance, ancient roots, written history. They are the writers, written language, text scripts, magic and miracles. Similar to humans, green. Ooh. Agenda. Just, yep. They have a locus of elemental energy in there. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, yeah. A lot of people, because when I checked a couple days ago, there were still only 4 submissions, I think. Well, 4 or 5. And then, so the Advanced Society, no industrial exaggeration. Education is available to everyone. Learn skills, only through writing. And the basics, magic and religion. They're isolated, but they're advanced, and their magic is fading. Oh no. Aha! The conflict. That is quite cool. I'm interested to see how that will sort of play out. Also, I love, is it Ash? I love it. I love that fancy. Oh no, I have to do it backwards. Oh shit, I can't do that. No, there we go. Couldn't do it. Variety! Woo! Free last night, that one, a steampunk and a Victorian horror. Ooh! Very fancy. So we're all getting a couple more, I don't want to say high-tech, but like slightly more modern-y shenanigans in the time scale relative to regular Earth development. We're getting some heading on that way. That's not the direction I want, because you can see it's whatever. Things are moving. Woo! So mood. It wouldn't be Noble Bride. It wouldn't be full Noble Bride, I wouldn't think. Where's that, Jesus, where's that cool world chart someone made? Oh, I remember seeing it. I think it's in my is it in my reading list? I think it's in my reading list. Where is it? Where's my reading? I know which one I'm talking about. How do I find my reading list? Is it in here? Where is reading list, actually? Where's my where does it go? Is it in community? Here we go. Reading list. Alright, sorry. I'm just trying to find a specific article. Oh, I didn't save it. Beans. Okay, 1 second. I know where to find it. Field showcase. Where are you, bud? Where's your cool square? Where's your cool square? Does anyone even know what I'm talking about? It's the page that someone made that shows like the different types of like the Noble Bright into like Doom, Grimdark and stuff, and like all the shades in between. Has a really nice like map. Where's it gone? Ah. Where is it? I know it. There it is. Here we go. Got it. Finally, all it took is searching it. Sorry. I require this because I want to try and figure out what like the mood is. Yeah. Things are on the reading list that I need to actually go through here and actually read things. Because I saved all of Silo Andrew's weekly roundups and then I didn't read any of them. I feel really bad. I had to delete all my summer camp notifications because I had 200 of them and I was like, I'm never gonna get them. Yes, I will. Yes. I'll copy this into the thing. So this is, I guess, the world's called Brad. Okay, this is I cast bolts. Very nice, cool map thing that gives you all the examples of like, Noble Bright all the way to Grim Bright. And it gives world examples, which is good. Because as soon as I find Final Fantasy VII, then I know the vibe. Well, not quite. But, like, it's helpful. It's helpful to have that sort of comparison. Because I think it'll end up being up in here. It's not going to be Grimdark. I can be cynical, but I'm not a cynical writer as much. That's not going to happen. We don't do that here. We have fun on these parts. Like, yeah, it can be fun, but like it's not my kind of fun. I'm more of a melodrama kind of person. So it's probably closer to like up core area. I wish these two weren't grey. I don't know why those two go grey. It's kind of weird. Because everything else is in white or black, but these two are grey, and it's just kind of like, why? Don't totally get that. Oh, because they actually do... These ones are yellow. That's weird. That is a weird choice. It's not noble. It wouldn't be noble. I think that because, like, my current setting is, I believe, Noble Bright. T.U. Amara's Noble Bright, but I kind of want to tone that back a little bit. So possibly more in the vein of Night Glow. Oh, hey, Minecraft. Okay. Perhaps that's the sign. Yeah, so it's probably, I think, Night Glow. We'll put Night Glow for a second. We'll say it is a Night Glow setting. Things are alright. People collectively create change. That's the rough answer to that question. A single person is not going to come down from on high and change the world, but a group can do many things. Time period, modern, 21st century. In terms of tech. Aesthetically, who knows? Knowing me, knowing my particular fancies in aesthetics, it might end up being low-key Victorian. But we're yeah, Victorian aesthetic. Who knows? I'm. What can I say? I'm a sucker for the 1800s. Just. It looks great. I missed the reading list. There's not that much on the reading list. Don't worry about it. I keep forgetting. I couldn't even find it. So that goes to show how often I actually read it. And it's like with Twitter bookmarks. I bookmark so much shit and I do not go back and look at it. So it's just kind of like, I just throw things in there and every once in a while I'm like, oh yeah, I have a reading list. And then I can go through and be like, ah yes, the article about me and the article about my ice cream. Yes. Those are the big ones that I remember. And there's like some other stuff. I think there's a couple in here that are actually no longer exist. I think some of them broke at some point. Oh, old stuff. Inktober 2018, baby. Woo. Old articles. Very old. First one on the reading list was Ethnos. Woof. That tells you. Woof is not the mood I wanted there, but hey. Articles do be in the spot. Yeah, sure. I'd love to see people's articles. I feel like today is going to be fairly chill, because, like, it's a scatter Sunday. I really like it's just going to be fairly chill. So yeah, love to see a Pollinators article. Let me just quickly, so geography. Big mountain to put the crystal in. Complex. Was for control. Want that crystal, baby. Woo. My notes are very bad. My notes are never good. I love the, it's shiny. God, I actually have a cyberpunk low-key setting somewhere, but I'm not gonna. We don't bring up Alexis Norton. But here we go. We're gonna read someone else's article for a change. For once. It's not my own article. It's been a while. I've never had time. Okay, so this is Siobhan's Pollinators article, which was the Flash Challenge is about pollinators. I did not write an article for it because I couldn't think of an interesting pollinator that I actually wanted to devote an article to, because the answer was just bees, and I'm like, well, it's bees. Bees. But everyone else had cool, fun ideas that work for their setting, so everyone else is really cool. And so we're going to read one of them. Woo! So, the pollinators are sprites, the magically productive pollinators. Though there are many pollinators throughout Corrigenda, the most prolific of these are the tiny fae known as sprites. They spend all their time hopping from flower to flower, gathering the pollen and nectar. They become so involved in this that they forget the need to deposit their loads back someplace so they can use it later. Like most small children, sprites love to play in wide open fields of flowers, playing games like tag and follow the leader, their tiny feet dancing across the blooms, gathering pollen and depositing it in on other blossoms. As they go through the field, you can see great clouds of pollen rising in the air to be blown away by the wind, caused by tiny wings fluttering fast enough to be very difficult to see. While they play their games, vast plains, fields, and orchards become pollinated, and fruit can soon be seen to develop. There have been rare occasions where cross-pollination has resulted in some rather unique fruit. It is rumored there is a farmer who slowly turned his apple orchard into a stropple orchard, though where that is, no one is quite sure. That is, no one but the sprites. The farmer and the sprites have come to an agreement that if they are to play in his orchard, it is only amongst the trees growing there, so his crop remains pure. For this agreement, he offers them some of the juice of the fruit, as well as a bowl of the fine stropple brandy. Ooh. Sprites also like to play tags with bees, ride bats, and pretend to be acrobats or traveling bards. Aww. And some have aardvarks as pollinators. Ooh. I don't have a spot for aardvarks. Damn it. Foiled again. And I'm sure I do, but I'm just like, It would be very neat to have someone write about aardvarks. A manifestation. Sprites are about 3 to 6 inches tall normally. When the time comes for sprites to propagate, they can become as large as 4 feet tall. Oof. They're made with anyone willing and have a nearly indefatigable libido during this time. They have gossamer wings and jewel and metallic tones. The outer rims and veins have a metallic sheen, while the transparencies take on jewel tones. They enjoy brightly coloured clothes, of which they wear very little. Sprites are great. We love little Dancy Fays going absolutely mad and drinking all the strawberry brandy. It's okay, because they're the ones responsible for it existing in the first place. Ow. Hit my ponytail. God damn it. That was pretty fun. And you put a lot of like writerly, because like I know that one of the things that I do a lot in my articles, like I write fairly Wikipedia-esque, but this is a lot of like writerly flavor, and that's very neat. That is a very neat touch. That could be a fun thing to do. Well, no, probably not. Was briefly very inspired and then went, probably should keep things decently consistent for all the articles in Synergasia. Because for a second I was like, oh, have all the articles written in universe, like with an eider, and then I was like, well, like writerly is in like prosy, you know? Very descriptive, like, language. I know what I mean. I don't know how to articulate. I'm not a writer here. I'm not the writer. I am simply the rambler. I'm simply the has read Wikipedia and has internalized things about that individual. I'm not a prose writer by trade. So I was like, it's writerly, you know? Okay, I need to actually fill this out. I want to put more detail into it, obviously, because these answers don't quite articulate the whole thing with the thing. So maybe instead of these might be good sidebar bits, actually. These would be really good to go in the sidebar. And then in the main content of the article, we'll keep it in the Magitech Science Fantasy Sciencey Fantasy Mood Maclo. Right. Yeah, oh god. I forgot that that's how the sidebar looks. I forgot. You should not be that close to everything else. Go away. Move that out of the way. So, time periods. What interesting child tech. You might leave the aesthetic off. I'll workshop the aesthetic over time. The gap's too big. But I don't have my regular footer in here, so we won't bother with that. That I will change to H2s. Try H2s for a second. Do some formatting. That is the H2 look instead. That's a bit better. Yeah, we'll do H2s. Let's sidebar. Once Senegasi regions are assigned, you will be the author in that world. Future articles will go there. It's just yeah. And that's totally cool. Because, trust me, once I get access, CSS canon will occur. This is my thing. I'll keep it chill, but things will happen. It'll be great. I'm greatly looking forward to having a little different side project to do some different-y stuff. I'm writing in quotes that take what I like from other authors and incorporate it into my writing. Description is important to set the mood scene. Definitely. And I think the way that I usually try to incorporate that kind of, like, it's not flavor because it is important. It is like a core part of the thing. Is usually I'll keep that restricted to quotes to try and give some in-world perspective, but it's a different kind of, like, description, I guess. So it's just very neat, because a lot of people do keep it fairly Wikipedia-y, and there's nothing wrong with that. If there was, I'd be a hypocrite, because I love writing in a fairly, it's not sterile, but it is fairly straightforward. So, they all have their merits. It's just, it's neat. It's cool. I like it. How to compliment without just being the worst. Oh, did it not save? Oh, come on, buddy. Yeah. Required geography. I know you'll know what it means, but we'll just put it in. 21st century, we'll just put it as time period. Yeah, modern. 21st. Oop, that's not a slash. 21st. Century. Look at that style of writing. Yeah, it's all difficult to do every other style of writing that isn't the one that you're the most used to. Because I've been on the site for a while, and I think I've been doing fairly Wikipedia style for a while. I'd have to check, and I don't think I want to check, because I don't want to check how bad the original articles are. Because some of them are not good. Not the ones in TUMR, most of them are fine. It's the Asavla ones where I'm like, oh dear. Which reminds me, I haven't actually come up with a name for my part of Synagosia yet, but I've decided that whatever it's called, it cannot have the letter A in it. It just can't. Because everything has the letter A. And I'm like, stop it. Stop naming everything with the letter A. Stop. You can't keep doing this. I'm like, aww. Damn it. So I'm gonna have to name it something without an A, and possibly without an S. Try and vary it up. Possibly even have, like, some consonant clusters in there. Who knows? Berberville. That could easily be a town in it. That can be a town. I wouldn't call the whole region Berberville, though. Plus, I feel like if I named it Berber, I'd have to actually, like, I'd immediately just start thinking about, like, the Berber people, and I don't know enough about them. Or, like, the... Amazigh? I can't pronounce the name, unfortunately. I'd have to actually do reading, even though that's obviously not, like, the vibe. I'm like, I need to know. And I don't know anything. I know precious little. So, a large mountain to... or cave to put the crystal in. Berber type of carpet, really? Berber carpet? Berber carpet? Berber. Ah! Well, there you go. I didn't know that type of carpet was called Berber. Interesting. I don't think I have that type of carpet. I do not. Don't quote me on that. I have dark carpets, I can't tell. Not in this room, anyway. It's fine. You learn something new every day. I'll come up with some kind of name for it, and it won't have the letter A, and it might not have the letter S or T in it. I'll figure something out. There will be a name. It might involve throwing stuff into a thing. I was low-key considering trying to make it very, like, inspired by like Scotland. Issue there is I've never been to Scotland, and that like a lot of fantasy gets like people love to use like the Gaelic languages as like fantasy languages, and that's always a little like it's cool, but it is a little weird that it's always like it basically codes that entire language as like fantasy, and it's like it's an actual living language and culture. That's kind of weird. So I'd be hesitant to code the magic as like Scottish, especially not being in the Scotland. I've never been. I want to go, but that's not happening. So I'm like, damn it, let me in. So I don't know. I'll figure that out. I was only gonna do it because I'm learning Scottish Gaelic, and I was like, I want to include the absolute bonkers spelling y'all got, because Jesus. This spelling nasty. Spelling's rough. Yeah, Irish percent. Yeah, and like it's cool to use. It's just like there was a conversation at least at one point where people were talking about how because people always use Gaelic for like fantasy languages, like if you don't have a conlang, people just use Gaelic, and that's cool. But also you've made a language a fantasy language when it's actually a real language, and people get confused. I don't know. I can't remember the details. Ah, yes, the Scots Wikipedia drama. Oof. Oof. Oof, yeah. Oof. That's rough, but that was something. Oh boy. I don't know if things have developed since I last checked, because last time I was informed about the Scots Wikipedia drama, we'd found out that that this particular editor had started it when they were a teen, was now an adult, and was not the only person editing the Wikipedia. And it's like, wait, oh no. And I don't know if anything developed since then, but that was fun. Ooh, Krieg. I kind of liked Kurg, but that's Kurg. That's why I liked it. It's an actual word. Krieg. Ooh. Definitely would like Wise. We'll check some Wise in there. So conflicts. Wars. Battles for control of the crystal and its power. For conflict. I guess it's conflict over how to best worship the god. That's the kind of thing. So this is a very simple sidebar, but it has all the answers. Krieg says like, yeah, I know, yeah, absolutely. But it was mostly that I saw Krieg, immediately brain switched it to Kurg and went, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then I went, wait, that's an actual part of a country name, so we can't use Kyrgyzstan. But that is like, words is good. So we'll go like Krieg. Can I think of any specific Scottish words off my head that are actually kind of cool? Can I remember any words that I know? I know do, which is black. And I've used that technically before because I have a setting called Dowburn, and Dow is like descendant from do, which is the Scottish word for black. The same type of Gale is white, and Gale's quite nice. Or with the color that the crystal is, and I was like, even though the cyberpunk theme comes with the blue diamond in it, I was thinking of making the diamond like the crystal purple, because then it would sort of, it would fit with the theme, because the theme you have has this nice like lilac background. I thought that would work out. I wanted to feel my like CSS brain twitch the least as possible, and making a nice lilac. Is it pronounced Duve? That might. I'll be honest. None of the Lanician rules have made any sense to me because it feels very inconsistent. Not like the rules, but like how it actually affects the sound. Completely off. I don't know what's going on in there. And so in in the bit, it's basically like on Duolingo, I think they always pronounce it like do. It's possible I'm confusing it for the word do, which I don't know what that means. It is just pronounced do, sorry. They sound very similar, so I don't actually know. I don't know the word for crystal or dark, because I haven't gotten to that part yet, but we can find out. We can find out. It's called I know how to use Google Translate. Because I can't use the word purple because the word for purple is like purpy, and I'm not calling my setting like purpy. So dark. Oh yeah, docha, right. Dark crystal. Crystal docha. Dorchi? His purple is because like if I do purple, it is purp. That's pronounced purpy. It's pronounced purpy. I can't do that. But dorcha or docha could be dorka. It's not dorka. It's docha. You got that fancy ch. We love that velar fricative. It's funky. I love it. What about lilac? Is there a word for lilac? It's just lilac. Okay. Yes, lilac might be a Scottish word. Dorcha could be interesting. Dorcha. Crystal. Well, I can't use crystal, obviously, and I wouldn't want to have dorcha. I'd try and be like, does dorchi anything? Does dorchi translate from Irish? How dare you? How dare you? Ooh. Yeah, they got it all. Ugh, I love it. I love that locha. Magenta. Is it magenta? Would we consider it magenta? Because I immediately went to lilac for the color of the background. But that's only what my resolution shows. So magenta is... They might not have a word for magenta. I've only learned like the basic colors. So I don't know what, like, if it gets much detail. Like, because it's so, like, has such a close relationship with English, it might not have specific words for a lot of stuff. Because I think that, based on my understanding, it would just get pronounced magenta. It's like, I don't know. We'd have to see. I'm not sure. Like, so it's like dorcha, dorchich. I'm not sure. Names is not the important part at the moment. I don't think. Bandeja. Oh, that's red something, isn't it? But what does ban mean? I don't know what ban means. Oh, shit. No! Red women. Is that what that meant to mean? I did figure out Decha was red, though, but that's just because I did cloud colors earlier. Pink. Pink is pink. Pink is pink. Like, it's... the word for pink is literally pink. It's literally pink. Ban is... Oh, right, because you... okay. Okay, so here's the bit, is that you're speaking Irish. Is that you're... Oops, sorry, that's Italian. No, I went Irish. Because that's... Yeah. No. So the word that I have learnt in Scottish Gaelic for white is the word gill. So that's what I've been told through Duolingo, is that gill gill is white, or gel. I think it's gel actually. It's pronounced gel, I think. So that's white. So it'd be Geldurga, which a lot of A's, unfortunately. We're trying to avoid A's. Trying to avoid blue is... Oh, come on. Gorham. Oh, Gorham. Gorham is blue. Could do, like, something with that. Gorham. And then dark gem is... Ooh, yeah, should. I think it's should. I wish Google Translate had... Speak words. Get me text-to-speech, the Scottish. I think it's should. Should? Should ducha? Same in Irish? Yeah. I do like how that looks. So like Siddocha dark gem. Or what's light? What's the word for light though? What is the actual word for light? I don't know how to pronounce that. Utrum? I don't know. Utrum. Light. We'll figure it out. I do like dark gem though. Dark gem is quite nice. So like Shudducha. Shudducha. But it wouldn't just be called Shudducha off the like that. I wouldn't just use it verbatim. I'd like tweak it a little bit. There is an A. We're trying to get rid of A's. I'll figure it out. Because the word doesn't have to end in a vowel. Like, that's where I always use A's. I always use V's at the end of words. It could just be shudduch. Doch. Doch. Does the word doch mean anything? It does not. You can just have doch. It can just be like should doch. Because I want to try and I want to make it so that people actually understand. Because S is a sh. It's very rarely pronounced as an S. Well, not at the start of words anyway. I don't think. Don't quote me on that. But every time that I've seen it, it's been a sh sound at the start. But that looks kind of. This looks kind of shit, as it should. So I need to figure out what EU the sound is, and then try and find a easier way to write it, quote unquote. Because as an English speaker, Gaelic is hard to read. In general, it does not cleanly compute to me. So I might fiddle around with that because I can read the IPA. So if I can get the IPA for EU, I'll figure it out. I think I'll probably do that right now, fairly quickly. Scottish, Gaelic, Wikipedia, please. Give me the goods. Give me the goods. Let me in. Let me into your spelling. How do you spell words? Where's your alphabet? You don't have one, but where is it? I know we lost yoch, but... Okay, so yeah, so S at the start of words is shun, is a sh, so that means we. Yeah, I did know that. And that's pronounced un, and it's French, motherfuckers. Big is more. Isk. Ku. Grian. Haven't got that one. Ooh, Cruv. Haven't got that one either. Try Welsh. Welsh is fairly similar on all fronts, I would think. And I feel like, oh, I need to Google Translate, don't I? Let me back in here. Get Welsh. I like dark gem, and it'll be like, y'all want to have the word for gem? Tivil. Tivil?
We shall do it.
Oh, right, because it's wolf. Right, it's the cool stuff. So, Tiwich. I can't pronounce the lateral shenanigans. Words are hard, as we've established with the bribri. Bribri? I don't remember the bribri. Bribri. Oh boy. the curse of the bribri. I do love how Welsh looks with all its Y's though, because it just used Y as a vowel and everyone gets very confused by it. It's like, it's just a vowel sound, y'all. It's fairly simple. The double L throws everybody though, because no one else uses in English anyway. We don't use that sound a whole lot. Oh no, I'll figure something out. So I was looking for the EU. How do I... Oh yeah, sláinte. Cheers. Sláinte. Sorry, I'm accidentally learning things. I need the here we I want to go here we go. Here we go. Word orthography. Give me the goods. Give me the goods. Keep. Yeah, aha! See, this is the shit. They change it. They change it. The DD in Welsh? What's the DD in Welsh? Do I know what the Welsh is? No. I don't know what the DD in Welsh is. Sorry, I've forgotten what DD is. No, I don't read Welsh either. Knowing that it's k is the only like thing I know. TH, right. Yeah. That would confuse me as well. This shit, there's so many ways to pronounce it. But I'm looking for EU. Where are your vowels? Here we go. Here we go. Alright? So, EU is pronounced EA. Pardon? Excuse me? What do you mean? Ah, right, because it's Seamus, because it's James, it's Seamus. But it's otherwise pronounced, fuck, what? I haven't learned either of those words, so I didn't actually know that. Oh, so that's like Mirden? Mirden? Mirden. Because I'm assuming it's like the voiced th, like the DH, like the one I use for DH, like, oh, is it Thorn? I think it's, no, Theta. Is that it? No, I think it's Thorn. It's one of the ths, but it's like the. So, Mirden. Mirden. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Yay! Oh, Jesus. I love you, Scotland, but your orthography drives me mildly up the wall. I get it, but also, yeah, I thought it was Merlin. It did sound fairly Merlin-y. Mirden. God, I love that. I love the aesthetic of Welsh, I just can't read it. Which is part of the bit, is that, like, the Gaelic languages and Welsh, like, all the Northern Celtic for them, a lot of they look nice. They look fancy. So, if I used EU, it is just EA, it is just EA, which is unfortunate, because I was trying to avoid the letter A. So, we wouldn't do, because if I wanted to replace this with something that would read quicker, it'd be Shiadoch. Or perhaps you're just going to be Shiadoch. Which looks kind of neat. That kind of looks neat. But, or Shiadoch, if you want to be fairly in on it. But, I was trying to avoid the letter A. So, we'll just put that aside for the minute. And we'll try something else. Because, like, we had, what's AO? How do I pronounce AO? I think it's O? It's U. Oh, hey. It's the letter U. It's like, wait, hold on. Is it the letter U? Shit. Sorry, we're doing conlanging live on stream. It's not conlanging, it's just me trying to learn language.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like the ooh sort of sound. It's very close to the letter ooh, like U, ooh. But it's like ooh. Big in it. Oh, it's like ooh. It's a U. So you could do like Yutrom. Well, it's Yutrom. Yutromorch? Yutromorch? Ooh. Kind of feeling that. We'll check what the O is first. We'll check that O. So it is just an O. Yeah. So like Yutromorch. Oh, check the OR first. Check the OR. Where's your OR? Before R. What do you mean double R? Oh, right, because oh, right, because yeah, okay. Yeah. Normal shit. So yeah, like Yutromorch. I kind of feel, I kind of vibe with Yutromorch, which just means light crystal instead of dark crystal. But it's very similar kind of vibe. And the reason it's U is because I can't pronounce like I'm sorry, Scotland, I love you. But we're anglicizing the fuck out of it. Except for this, which I can't really, that's the closest I can get to, like, that's the cleanest way it can read already. And it does a little bit. I could always do my accent. My accent has a funny habit of causing nightmares in my ability to read. Like, in Tiomara, there's an entire region that's supposed to sound German, but because of how I pronounce words, it sounds French. And I'm like, oh no. Oh dear. Like, Zachalavuz sounds fairly French. And I'm like, oops. Oops, daisies. Aside from that's, some of the sounds don't sound super French, it's the vowels though. That sounds French. In my head, I'm like, damn it. Failed again. But I do like Yutromorch. Oopsies. No. Don't get small. But we'll leave that for a second. We can always come back to I can always rename the region if I have to. If I just don't like it. Like, obviously before you get too far into it, it becomes a problem. Retrofitting shit sucks. But, like, I have some time to change names if I decide I want to. But I do like Yutromorch. Has no A in it. It has a T in it, but that's not too bad. There's no S. There's no S. Yutromorch sounds pretty neat. I'm not pronouncing the moch properly because I can't Rhodic. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, so we are now going to... Because now when you talk about the actual, like, stuff that's interesting about the setting relative to what would otherwise be present. So, it's, yeah, that's fine. I'll have all of this will be in there. It's in the sidebar. I can roll my R's. The one Spanish thing I was good at. I cannot. And it's not even a trilled R. It's just that because Australian is non-rhotic, we don't pronounce R's before consonants. So I find it very difficult to put an R in where it would not be in English, in Aussie English, sorry. So like park. I don't pronounce the R in park. I just have a long A. It's like p-a-k. But it's like park? Park? Can't do it. It sounds bad when I try and put a rhotic in it. So morch, as opposed to moch. It's like morch. Yeah, I did read that, yeah. That did happen. I woke up to that. I opened Twitter and was like, hey Twitter, can I drink my water yet? And they're like, no, but guess what you can do? You can cry. And I'm like, well, shit, okay. Excellent. Just what I need. When the water must be boiled to be drank, crying is the thing that is required. It's like, damn it. It was not fun. I haven't seen any of his movies, is the thing. So, I cry because I'm a sensitive soul, not because I have any attachment to anything. Which is not great, but, like, you know, it do just be like that. Yeah. Whereas I pronounced R's, maybe so like I'm saying car me hearty. Oh, I can't do that. The R's. The curse. Yeah. Yeah. The Hammock Person's very sad. That's quite young to go, so it's like, damn, dude. Fuck. That's rough. Not fair a lot of the time. Okay, so at the center of the land is a stand with Black Panther 2. I think what I saw people suggest was you bring Shuri into it. You like promote Shuri to the role of Black Panther because, I mean, what else would you do? Like, she's the obvious successor character for that superhero position. You bring Shuri into it. You don't just cast someone else to play T'Challa. You leave T'Challa as his role. He's no longer here, so the character has died canonically, and that's okay. You can make someone else take up the mantle the same way that, like, was it the Falcon is becoming Captain America? I don't remember. I haven't seen any of the movies, except for, like, I've seen the first wave, I think. I don't know nothing. Yeah. You park your car in the garage, and you park your car in the gar. You park your boof. Yeah, because Boston is non-rhotic. Yeah, a couple of the like the West Coast. Sorry, the West Coast. Some of it's non-rhotic because they were a bit more British ? That they kept a stronger tie to Britain after because they're closer. They're physically closer, so a lot of that bleeds in a bit more. So they're non-rhotic as well. Which is interesting, because I'm pretty sure I've spent my entire life being non-rhotic, but I have a very distinct, like, as a kid, people kept saying that I sounded American, and now I'm confused as to how that occurred. because I've never been a rhotic speaker. Like, we don't pronounce R's. It's park your car. It's not park your car. You know? Well, it's park your car, but it's not like park your car. Your car. It doesn't come up, and I'm like, oh no. It's all a mystery to me. Language is difficult. It doesn't make sense because I'm literally not American, but there I was, and I'm like, all right. And like even now, like my accent is, I don't know what my accent is, but it's mostly non-American, except for specific words where it'll just go. It just goes, and I'm like, oh no. At least it isn't Texan. Yeah, true. At least my accent is not Texan, because that would be awkward to explain. That wouldn't make any sense. At least with like a non-rhotic American accent, it's like, it's fun. Where you wash your car on the creek. Wash your car on the creek? Why are you washing your car in the creek? Why the creek? Accents are great, but also, God, immense confusion at all times. Like, I barely understand my own accent. God forbid anybody else speak to me in language. I'm like, ah, shit. How does that work? Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, but like, your car in the creek? In it. If you drive your car into the creek, you now have to get somebody to take that car out of the creek. That car is not going to get itself out of the creek easy. Unless I guess creeks are fairly shallow. They're fairly shallow. Listen, looking for just a big way to breathe. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes complete sense. I said it by New York, Brooklyn. They hence put oi and sounds. When it's early in your car, you drive the corner and go thoid, thoid, and thoid. Yeah. I get thoidy, thoid, and thoid. Thoid? Oh. Something, accents are clicking in there. Something, thoid, thoid, thoid. And you're early in your car, and we're gonna drive to the corner, and thoid, thoid, and thoid. Thoidy, thoid, and thoid. Oh, my accent's mostly fine. It's more that I have difficulty figuring out what my own accent is supposed to be doing, which means it's difficult to understand how anybody else's accent works. None of it makes sense. And oh yeah, Americans have huge cars. You're right. Big cars. I'm already scared of cars. I don't need big utes. I don't need it. I can't do that. Can't? Can't? I can't do it. Big cars, terrifying. No thanks. Yeah. Are you doing a leprechaun from Simpsons accent? It's super fun to do to the actor. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. I'm not even gonna attempt an Irish accent because it's not going to go well. It never does. I still remember in my vet media class, vet being a type of like school study, not veterinarian. But for the media like course I did, when we were doing photo shoots, we had to do a photo shoot for something. All the lads that I hung out with in that class, dressed up in like suits and shit, or like furs, and pretended to be a mafia. And they call themselves the Irish Mafia. And at some point, I became a part of the Irish Mafia because I had to be on camera at some point, and they were like, "Hey, come be on camera. Put on a shitty coat in the thing. Grab a shitty plastic axe and join the mafia." And I'm like, "All right." And so I was a part of the Irish Mafia for about 3 hours. That was pretty fun. It was a weird class. Yeah, Irish Brogue is very fun. I'm just not good. Yeah, and there's a lot of different types of Irish Brogue because there's like, you know, Ulster. There's Munster. No, that's not the word I want. Connacht. I only know Ulster and Connacht, but I know there's more. I know there's more historic provinces of Ireland. A lot of types of Brogue. I have to assume. Actually, I wouldn't be able to assume. I'm assuming that the thing that people are targeting is probably like Dublin. I think most people will be targeting like Dublin, or they'd be targeting Dublin's in proper Ireland, right? What's the capital of Northern Ireland? Capital. It's not Dublin. I'm not in the UK. Kerry, Cork, Dublin. I'm not thinking of Dublin with Northern Ireland, am I? Sorry, that's spark controversy. Belfast. That's the one. Yeah. So I'm thinking they'd be targeting like Dublin or like Belfast. I feel like, or Kerry and Cork. Yeah, other big cities. But yeah, Dublin is the capital of Ireland. I was talking about Northern Ireland, which is legally speaking a distinct thing. Yeah. So Dublin was capital of Ireland, but Belfast is like the capital of Northern Ireland. No, it's alright. The wrong Ireland. Grew up in an Irish neighbourhood, had some tippery. He had no trouble with his friend from Clare. You couldn't understand the guy from Donegal. Yeah. I can't understand Irish much because I'm just like, Even though I have, like, through the course of doing a whole bunch of genealogy shit, I've found a handful of people who have come from Ireland in my family. Nowhere near as much as I thought, but still an amount. And I think one of them is from Clare, but because I've never, like, that side of the family does not sound Irish. Like, none of them sound Irish at all. Like, and even, like, the Scottish one, like, the most recent family to come in is Scottish. Like, my great-grandfather emigrated from Scotland, and we don't sound Scottish, like, at all. Like, my grandfather does not have a Scottish accent. He sounds bog-standard country Australian. So I'm like, Yeah. For now. Yeah. It's all good. It's UK, England. Let's be real. The UK keeps thinking it's mostly England. When the UK positions itself on the global stage, it's mostly England. Scotland is sort of sitting in the back like, we're important too. And England's like, yeah, sure you are, bud. And then, you know, Northern Ireland and Wales are like, what about us? It's like, who are you again? We forget. Poor Wales. God bless you, Wales. Poor Wales. God, I'd love to visit Wales too. I want to visit, like, all of it. God, except for England. I don't actually have a whole lot of reason to visit England, but I would love to visit Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. I have no relationships in Wales at all, but at least, like as far as I know. I'm, like, I think, what was it? The connections were, like, we're mostly from Glasgow, we're mostly from Glasgow, Moray, which I believe is in, like, the whoop-whoop of Scotland. And then we're from, at least one dude's from Clare in Ireland. And then in England, it's mostly Yorkshire and Hamptonshire. And I think Gloucestershire as well at some point. And I'm like, yeah, I could go visit those, but I'd rather go to Scotland. I'd rather just go to Glasgow. And I don't remember any of the city names in Wales. I'm sorry, Wales. I love you, buddy. Maybe go to Cornwall? I don't know. That's not Wales, but Cornwall. Yeah. England is mostly the UK. The rest of the UK is getting sicker and sicker of them. Yeah. You need to see what it does. Yep. Woo! It's rough. Politics is difficult. I don't claim to understand, for I cannot. I am not there. But it's a time. I was born in Nottingham. My ex couldn't understand him at all. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Accents are hard. Yeah. Did they actually decide to put the border between Northern Ireland and the UK? Because that's gonna cause a whole other type of trouble. Not the trouble, capital T, but it's gonna cause a situation of a kind to occur when you're kind of just like, internal borders are dumb. Speaking from experience, being in a country where there are internal borders at present, no one likes them. Nobody likes an internal border in a country. It's not good. It causes divisions, and I mean, we already hate each other as it is, so, you know, when you put it in an internal border between countries that have a far more bloody history with each other, it's like, uh-oh. Yeah, but But Boris said he's not, and so he does the thing, and who knows? And then, nationally at the moment, control was Brexit breaks, Northern Ireland. Yep. And then the major point was border control. If you didn't do the Irish border, then you can't have border control. Exactly. And so then you put it in the sea of whatever, and then oops. Yep. That's really fine, Sean. Have a lovely sleep. You did stream for a while, so a lot of energy put up. So sleep is good. Have a lovely sleep. I do feel awkward discussing any kind of UK politics because I'm like, I don't know nothing. I ain't known shit. All I know is that I would love to visit Scotland. I would love to visit Ireland. I would like to visit Wales. Wales would be nice to visit. Even though I have no connection to it and know very little about it, it would be nice to visit. But mostly I'd like to visit, I want to go to Glasgow. I'd like to go to Edinburgh. I don't think I'd end up going any further north than that, just because... Oh boy. I don't want to get too remote. I don't want to go all the way to, Moray or anything. That's a bit far. Even though I have, history there as a family connection. It's I'm not going to Moray. Still a big fan of Scotland, Ireland, and Northern Ireland become the United Gaelic States. Yeah, if everyone else joins Ireland, they get to stay in the EU. They don't have to reapply. Hell yeah. That's a whole other pipe dream of that. It'd be neat, but I guess you'd have to kind of wait and see on it. Yeah, yeah. It's a whole thing. It's a whole big mess. Things occur. Lest we forget. Northern Ireland. The politics they didn't have a government for 3 years. And the rest. But at least 3. It's oops. Spent your honeymoon in Edinburgh with a 3-day trip to Skye. Ooh, yeah. Oh, right, yeah. There's all the other places as well in the UK, like the island of Skye, the Isle of Man. God, there's all of it. Yeah, and France was still in the EU, Scotland in British independence, because the national, yeah, and then, oh, it would absolutely, yeah. If Scotland became an independent country, it would given what I know of the SNP, they would reapply for EU as soon as they got out. But the issue is that's difficult. that the whole situation is hard, easier said than done. But again, I cannot claim to know anything. I know very little. I am Scottish descended Bab. I know very little. I know very little about anything. Anyway, there's a whole thing of world building meant to be occurring here. Because I only have 40 minutes of world building left before we play Minecraft. So I have to actually do some world building. And the land stands a great crystal. We're not going to name it, but that can come later. I can name it later. Hold on. Good. No, not Welsh. I want it to be Scottish Gaelic again, please. What's the word for heart? What? Cree? Never mind. Don't worry about it. Didn't happen. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Yeah. It's all. That's the bit. It's if you put the border between Ireland and Northern Ireland, boom. If you put it between Northern Ireland and the rest of the UK, that's not gonna work. But there's no other way to do it. You either stay in the EU, you split your own country in half, or you inflame historic tensions between yourself and another sovereign nation. Oops. So what if we don't do that? And it's well, too late now. Or ride or die, motherfuckers. We are in it. It's oh dear. Yeah, and things aren't great. Things are not good. The world is having problems. Throw the assholes out. Yeah. Well, they tried to vote out the Tories. Didn't work. And so, alas, we persist. They got close, but, oh boy! Politique occurred. Well, they could hold a snap election, but they won't because they're in power, so they will not hold an election unless they have to. The only reason they held... what was it? Because last year they had to. The one before that, they held a snap election because she wanted to have more power, and then she did not succeed in doing that, Theresa May. And then, her term came up. Well, not her term, the term of the government that she started, Boris Johnson's government eventually. That was last year, and then that election went right for them. So that's another 4 years of them. It's like, alright. Alright, yeah. Yeah, it'd be like that. Yeah. Yeah. First past the post, baby! Woo! We love politics. I decree that in Yutromorch, we don't have first past the post. If there is a republic, it is. Is it MPV? Multiple no. What is it called? Multiple people. You put multiple votes and you get multiple people. Yeah! We get that good stuff. We get that good, like, proportional vote, baby. No one does first past the post. Disgusting. Yeah, Wales and England are gonna be... I think there are parties in Wales who want greater devolved parliament, because that's one of the things that was an issue for Wales, is that, like, Scotland had its devolved parliament, which is, like, run by the SNP, and there's England, which England technically doesn't have a devolved parliament because its parliament is the UK parliament, and then Northern Ireland has a parliament at the moment, but doesn't always have a parliament, depending on how things are going, because recently they didn't. They do now. They have one at the moment, because they had a 3-year hiatus in there. I literally read about this, like, this morning, because I was bored, and I figured it out. And I think Wales has an assembly, but it's not as powerful / influential in UK politics as other parties. So they might want a little bit more devolved power to Wales, but other than that, who knows? It'll be fun to see. Yeah. So Wales and England won't split. Scotland may go independent, but it'll be difficult to do because of situations involving, I believe, nuclear power is involved in there somewhere, if I recall. And then Northern Ireland will be a bad time, regardless of what happens. So, whew. We love geopolitics. This is why I deal in fantasy, because then it doesn't have any consequences for me. I can talk about things and pretend that I know, because it's fake, may pretend, and I don't feel bad about not being informed about a whole thing. Yeah, absolutely. It's just like a little baby assembly. Cause it's got, is it Plaid Camry? I didn't pronounce that correctly, but I'm pretty sure it's Plaid Camry is either the name of the assembly or the name of the main party in that assembly. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me. I know Plaid Camry exists, and that's it. Is that the name of... that might be just the name of Wales, isn't it? Oh, shit. No, I have to find out. I have to check. I have to check what Plaid Camry... Yeah, okay, it's the Party of Wales. Okay, we're good. We're all good? I figured it out. Yeah, exactly. People in my settings are nice. They're nice people. Yeah. Oh no, I have to finish the article. Well, I mean, I have time. I have until next week, but I would like to get things together. You go. Yeah, we watch the cars instead. So I got half an hour to get at least a chunk of it done, because I can submit the application and then keep working on it to flesh out more of the bits. Because I basically already have, like, the general gist, which is here. This is the important section of this article in its notes, which is the thing about the crystal that exists and gives magical powers that makes tech happen, and it also, they think it's a god. Like, these are the important things. This is basically like two like sections where it's like, hey, here's the geography of the world where there's like this big crystal that does these core things, and then second section, here's what people think about them. I haven't named any countries or anything. I'll figure that out once I get the region selected and I have the geography in front of me. But, I'll figure it out. UK is missed. Woo! Yeah, you love Yorkshire, but yeah. Yeah, it's not fun. Not fun. I'd love to, I would still like to visit there at least once, but we'll see how that goes. God, I want to visit Scotland so bad, though. And I probably should, I feel like I have to visit Yorkshire at least once, because after doing the genealogy stuff, I have a lot of ancestors from Yorkshire. I'm like, well, may as well visit York, huh? Might as well. Why not? It's on the way. Is it on the way? I guess. Yeah, no, go visit York and then zip up to Glasgow and then pop up to Edinburgh and then, I don't know, catch a fucking plane to whoop whoop. Understand about the time, era, and geography. At least a hint now, the first two real prompts for authors will be to describe your pantheon, theology, and the nature of magic in your world. Yeah, absolutely. And that makes sense. Get these very, core foundational aspects in early, because then you can actually build from them. That makes complete sense. And so I do have time to... What areas of Yorkshire? Fuck. My issue is that I didn't actually write down which specific areas of Yorkshire, because I didn't want to get too specific on my family tree, because at some point it doesn't matter. But, yeah, no, Aberdeenshire is somewhere else. Shit. Almondbury? Almondbury, I think, was one of them. Is Almondbury in Yorkshire? Fuck. Almondbury. Please. Yay! Yeah, so Huddersfield area. There were a couple that were from Huddersfield, and this is admittedly in the 18th century or some shit, you know? And the family emigrated out quite a while ago. But, Huddersfield's West Yorkshire kind of area was where I believe most of them were from. There were a lot from Yorkshire in general, though. That entire, chunk of the family, which I think is the biggest chunk that I had. Hold on, it's in this one? This one? I think it's this chunk here. A lot of them are Yorkies. It's either that chunk or it's this chunk. It might be this one. I think this one's all the Yorkshire people. There's just a lot of them from that area. A lot of them, bud. And it would be nice just to see. I wouldn't be able to do a lot of tracking down. It's a bit far back, but it's hey, if I'm in England, I might as well go to York or Huddersfield or, the general area in Yorkshire and be like, hey, I feel a connection. Yep. Yeah, so that would be neat. Yeah, if I go to Huddersfield and be like, hey, eat at a pub and look at some old buildings and be like, yep, I feel it. I'm vibing with the area. You don't have to figure out the whole religion magic thing right now. Pumped for that early on. Yeah. No, that's totally cool. And I do have the required geography is literally just I have a big mountain and I have my genre and my theme. So I have the important parts, but I feel like for my benefit, I want to have the thing about the crystal, because it's so central to the thing. It'll be one of the first things that comes up for the prompts that I'll do. The answers will involve this crystal. It's an important integral feature of this region. So it'll come up and it'll get detailed. And I feel like getting some of its details in now, very early, will help me going forward. Because it's different to T.U. Amara, because T.U. Amara's central conceit was, I need a world to write about a bunch of gay criminals. But this one has a setting conceit. An actual thing. And I want to build around that. Slightly different stuff. Yep. Yeah. If Greyburn even does religion, you're just north of Brad, so not far from you. Nice. We're all in the area. I imagine a steam-powered church. Oh, that sounds cool. Steam-powered church one sounds rad. Okay, so then I'm going to break this crystal. This crystal. Crystal. You never tried steam powered. We're gonna steam power everything. We're gonna steam power a car. We're gonna steam power the toilet. Oh my god. Imagine a steam powered toilet. I can imagine. That sounds incredible. Not like a toilet that's steam, just like a steam powered toilet. This crystal is the source of all life and all magic in the region. With each pulse of its heart, Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna get too detailed. I'm just... yeah. You don't need to place you. Yeah. No worries. I just want to try and... If I figure it out, at least, like, the broad strokes. Because, like, all I have for the broad stroke is they think it's the heart of a god, and that the land is the god's body, and earthquakes are heartbeats. That doesn't tell you anything about the god, or what the god's role in a pantheon is. But it's a feature that I can use to help, like, figure that out later. So, I don't know. I'll figure something out. That's alright. Well, hold on. I don't really have to be too detailed with this. What's spell magic and life in the region? With small carvings. Small chunks of this crystal can be found all around and are embedded into objects and people. Let's get sci-fi up in this bitch. We're gonna put the gems in the people. Woo! To grant them power. With the crystal's light, the people have prospered and created immense It refers to 2000s, not 900. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I specified in the sidebar version that I meant modern 20th, 21st century. Don't worry about it. I've made it as precise as possible. There's no ambiguity here. I wanted to make sure that was understandable, because I realized that would be confusing. So that is explicit in my sidebar summary, which gives you like all the broad strokes. It's just like, yep, time period, 20th, 21st century. It's in there somewhere. This say the 90s. It's not the 90s. I wasn't alive for enough of the 90s. David. People have prospered and created the wooden canvas. Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. We all remember the turn of the 20th century. Oh god. I mean, I have the same thing too, which is I shouldn't keep associating turn of the century with 20th century, because I wasn't there for any of it, really. So I'm just like, but because I wasn't really around for the turn of the century either, I'm just like, yeah, turn of the century is the 1901, that's the important stuff. Like, no. You're like a Gen Z. You're supposed to think about 2001. I'm like, I don't remember 2001. I can't think of anything. And technologies ranging from teleporters to cybernetic implants. Well, yeah, I guess it's just kind of sci-fi then if it goes full in on that. Cybernetic implants. We got teleporters, we got cybernetic implants, we got computers, baby. We have tech. It's magitech. That's how magitech works. Woo. You just put the crystal in the person and things happen. It's great. You don't have to worry about the radius. We'll deal with the radius later. Well, that is basically just it, but that doesn't feel like anywhere near enough. I feel like I'd be, selling everything extremely short if I stopped there, because that is basically just how that works. For control of the crystals. Power and That's whoever. That's whoever. And fort. Let's go fort over. Whoever controls access to the crystal. Controls. Troll. Influences all electronics. Is it, I guess, BB? Oh, thank you for the host, Riku. Appreciate it. And welcome. Hello. I hope you've had a lovely day. We haven't done enough world building today because I've been very, very distracted. But it's okay. Just trying to make a Synergacia application and make it, you know, decent. So I've been doing great. For the most part. At least on this stream it's been fun. There's been politics, there's been magic, it's been great. So there's all electoral technology in the region. This is not my best writing, I'm sorry. This is not the best writing that I've ever done. We respect you all the time. It's our job. Yeah, it is basically your job at this point. The theme is gonna be fairly modern, but like Magitech. It's a Magitech setting. So we have there's a big cool crystal, and it lets you make the cool things. And that's it. That's all it has. You're just like, things are alright. People create change together. It's gonna be fairly, it's not gonna be very dark. It's not gonna be like full cyberpunk where things tend to be a bit grim because of how the genre works. It's gonna be fairly like fun. Because I like technology. It can have bad uses, but sometimes it's just kind of fun. And I like the idea of playing around with higher tech kind of stuff. So maybe I should just define it as 21st. Yeah, I think I'll narrow it down as it's modern 21st century, and beyond. So we can play around with like, teleporters and stuff. But like magic ones. Yep, it's like portals, but it's like, it's sci-fi, but like with magic in it. Magic crystals! Whoop whoop! Yeah. The lonely tribal guys no one's talked to. Oh no! Damn, yeah. It'll be interesting to see how everyone's able to interact. There's gonna be limits to how that works because of the nature of the setting, but it'll be interesting to see how we can sort of collaborate as it grows and we sort of build up each other's regions, and then we can bring bits together and then things get to happen. And depending on the size of your region, you can also have multiple things in it. Because like if I, for instance, I think it was like what is the scale? Hold on. How big is a mile? That's quite big. Region 2 is quite large. This is a sizable region. You could easily have like 2-3 different countries on it. So like depending on the region you get, you could have a lot. If you had like region 11, I don't know, that's pretty small. But like, some of them are big. Like this is huge. Region 3 is huge. You can fit a lot of stuff in there. So like you have a fair bit of leeway on that. So you can fiddle around with that. What's region 12? That's region 2, 15, 13, 11, 12. Huh? It's a little bitty island. Yeah. Life regions are bigger than you. Yeah, smallest, I'm guessing like France. This is cool. Region 12 is quite small. I feel like this is smaller than France or Spain. But I wouldn't know that. So I feel like this one is more of like an Iceland kind of thing. Would be my immediate equivalent for region 12, for example. But then like, this is it's not quite Russia based, but this is quite large. Yeah, I think put me in future area. We'll fiddle with that. I'll go modern futuristic. I'll be as precise as possible. I'm really glad you have a scale on the map. The issue is that I don't understand how miles work, so I can't actually intuit how big that is. So I just look at it and go, yep, relative size, that's small, that's big. And that's all I have. But I feel like I look at this and I assume like this one's like France-ish. This feels France-sized. Region 12 is about. Ooh, hold on. That's not too small. That's a good size. I'm trying to remember how big Australia is. Sorry, that's my only metric for how wide is Australia. Sorry, 1 second. I need to intuit. Okay, that's actually quite big. If it's 1,000, that's like the whole size of Victoria, isn't it? That's like the width of Victoria. Oh, that's big. That's a chunky. That's chunky. How wide Victoria? No, I mean the country. I mean the state, sorry, not the country. Right, okay. So, like, you know. Yeah, that's quite big. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I hope that sounds a bit... It sounded a little bit large at 1,000, that's fine. So, like, okay, I can intuit how big that is. That's not too huge. That's a good size. That's a nice size for that. Region 2 is bigger. Region 2 is far bigger. That's a nice chunky one. But that's okay, because I can, like, if I go, okay, that's like sort of, it's not sort of Victoria size, and that's like, you know, that's like, I don't know, Queensland or some shit. That's more than Queensland. That's like Northern Territory or something. Size is just whatever, alright? I don't need to know the math. I just need to know the vibe of how big things are. So, crystallite, flourish, flourish, and prosper. God dang it. Yeah. Then we're in France levels, I suppose, yeah. So it feels quite... I guess that is true, because there is a lot more land on this that I would assume is on Earth. So that makes sense, that things are quite large relative to Earth. That makes sense. No, that makes sense. If I delete all the nonsense, oh god, that's a small boy. Report for the crystal's power, as whoever controls access to the crystal, influence all the energy in the region. I don't want to go into too much detail then, because I might want to change my mind about any of the wars and who's in control at the moment, or control. Who has the big power at the present? I don't know. That's a mystery to me. What else can you say? Because they are basically just people. There might be a distinction between magic humans and regular humans, because, like, I guess if you put a gem in your head, things do change. So there probably is, like, a distinction between, like, the crystalline people and, like, regular people. In the same manner of, like, cyborgs versus, regular people. You know, like, nope. I don't have it. Making details maps of each region now and beef to local descriptions. Oh, yeah. If you can have a metric conversion, that would be really good. Just because I know a mile is big, but I have no sense of how big. Because, like, what's mile to km? Yeah, okay, so it's like a kilometer and a half. I can kind of work with that, but it's not as easy as it could be. I feel like having the conversion built in would be nice. This is a little bit of a help to the metric viewers, because I know a lot of y'all are Americans, but I'm not. And I don't know nothing. Yeah, 1.6, yeah. But then I have to do math. You see, I hate math. I did all my math in high school. I got it out of my system. No more math. No more math. We're done. Unless I go back for an IT degree, in which case, shit, more math. Oh, God. That'll be... Ooh. We'll see how that goes. So, whoever's going to go next, guys? In the region. It's such a... I know there's going to be a lot of detail going into it. I just don't know how to explain most of it without, like, wasting words, I guess. Because this feels quite short. And it is only, like, 200 words. It feels very short compared to some people who have clearly, like, they've thought about it a lot, right? Like, people have thought, like, that's the wrong one. But people have had a lot of thought, and I've put a lot of thought into it too. I just don't know how to articulate most of it, and I'm like, no. Maybe, like, I'll put a little subheading of culture. Or I'll put a little culture of, like, religion. In the minds of locals, the crystal is the heart of their patron god. Whose body forms the very... Use hectares. Yes. Yes. But only in a farming context. Well, actually, hold on. Do we use... I guess we do sometimes. You could do hectares. Like acres and stuff, and it's a bunch of square meters. You could use hectares. It's easier to convert into kilometers, because it's just square meters, so it is, you know. Is it really 100 meters? No way. Really? Oh. Yeah. It sounds like a lot of hectares, but, you know, many, many bits. It's all math. It's fine. I don't really use hectares much, though, because, like, you know, I'm a city slicker. I don't know nothing about no numbers. I ain't seen a farm. I don't know what no farm is. I've been pinged in a chat that I'm not used to being in. Oop. I'm not the online mod at the moment. Don't worry about it. Like, I can do... if I have to, if I get confused about... Oop. What the fuck was that? Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Don't have the power go out again, buddy. I don't need this shit. Not again. Don't you fucking dare. Don't even think about it. Sorry. We had a power outage on Friday. Well, technically it was Thursday night, sorry. And I am concerned of a repeat of that shit. Because that's not good. That's why we're not allowed to spam hydrates, because I have to boil water. I'm like, ooh. Anyway, I'm trying to avoid that. So I appreciate if the light didn't flicker on occasion. Not a fan. So I'm in the US, square measure, oh my god. Furlongs. Yeah. It's a very specific people who know, you know. Yeah. The sizes are hard. 640 acres in a square mile. I mean, that seems fairly reasonable, but also like, good lord. You don't have to divide a mile into 640. It's like, who wants to do that? No. No one wants to do that. What they live on. How does it actually look if it's an R3? Oh, wow. I didn't realize that's what that heading looked like. Yutromorch. We're gonna commit to Yutromorch. Sorry. All that grows on it is a gift from them to humans who are entrusted to keep them healthy and safe. Earthquakes. Yeah, about 201 meters. Oh god. That's a weird measurement. that's a weird measurement. That's 201. God. Measurements are hard. Measurements are hard. Nope. Close it again. Do that. Do not close that. Beep, 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 beep. There we go. Alright. Using phones is hard. Earthquakes are caused by the trembling of the god and are a sign of their displeasure. A bad omen that must be combated with piety. Piety. No, it's counteract is what I wanted. Counteracted with piety and with faith and power. Yeah, the Americans didn't make up it. It's the British who did it, and then we kept it. We kept the bad thing, but we didn't make it up, so it's not our fault. It's like, yeah, I guess you're true. You're correct. You're not wrong. You know, be what it is. Oops. Because I changed the name. You fool. Yes, Yutromorch. Religion. This feels extremely short. I feel like I'm not doing enough. But I've technically covered the things, so I'm like, how do I properly articulate the things that are important? Input religion, and then we may put a side bot for technology. Yutromorch is very high tech. With the ability to teleport great distances across distances and communicate at long range. These technologies are limited to their region. I know we didn't have to build that in, but you know, limited to their region as the infrastructure which converts the crystal's energy into mechanical has only been built here. So it's an infrastructure region, mechanical. We haven't built if I haven't built a radio tower, I cannot very well transmit radio. And because the radio towers are only here. No. I teleport between one teleporter to the other one, but if there's not one over there, I can't very well just teleport there. Most tech is standalone, like a desktop computer, but some can be embedded directly into an individual, such as a kind of neural interfacing into an online network. We got cyborgs, baby, but like magic ones. And now it fills out. Beautiful. That's 300 words. That's a slightly more reasonable amount of words. Yeah, because it's a square furlong. It's a furlong on one side and a chain on the. Oh no. Oh no, not a chain. We don't need that. That's not allowed. That's just rude. Who allowed this to happen? Ow. God. This is so rude of the British to do this. So rude. Okay. Alright, I was tired for a second. So I think I am gonna work on this a bit more during the week, because we have until what, the 7th to do this? Yeah. So we have until the 7th. So I'm gonna put a little bit more work into it. in between doing the myriad amounts of homework that I'm supposed to be doing and keep forgetting to do. But this is a good foundation because this does kind of get the vibe. Like, this is a bit more flavorful. This tells you that religion's important, technology is important, and then there's the answers to all the questions on the sidebar. So the application has been answered, but I'll put a little bit more work into it just because I'll feel bad if I don't. But, so it is now midnight, my time, which means that my stream is technically over. It's technically not, because I am going to come back to play Minecraft. However, the way that we do things on Saturdays, or I guess now it's Sunday, but it's Saturday stream, it's still a Saturday stream, is that what we do is we actually, I send, for everyone who wants to keep doing world building and writing and creating and stuff, I send you off with writer Greg, who does a long writing stream during the time that I'm streaming, and then I restart my stream to play Minecraft. And so that way, the world builders can continue world building, and I can go off and build worlds in a more, not the same creative style. It's not spiritually the thing that we're meant to be doing. So, Greg. Here we go. We're gonna raid Writer Greg. I'm gonna send you all off to do some writing sprints or creative sprints. Doesn't have to be writing. You're allowed to basically what he does his little like 10-minute sprints where you can just focus on anything that you're working on. Do some homework, do some drawing, do some CSS, whatever. And that way, if you'd like to continue world building, you can. And then I will end the stream immediately after, and then I will restart the stream in 5 minutes with Minecraft, and that'll go on for about an hour. This is the system that I have developed. It's clunky, but it works. So, we have a raid emote, which you can use the channel points. I haven't made the icon for them yet, but there's like the channel points. They're called toast slices down over that way, I think. And you can redeem them for the emote. And then you can, our raid call is get ready. That's our raid call. You know, to have the emote, but it helps. And yeah, I'll submit that during the 5-minute break. And then we'll come back and play Minecraft. So, thank you for coming. Hope you had a good time with world building. And have fun with Writer Greg if you're going to continue world building. And I'll see you all back here shortly if you're coming back for Minecraft. Bye-bye!